So, yeah, with Halloween Horror Nights now 29, 28 days, yeah, 29 days away. No, 30 days away, excuse me. I can do math. You're going to see a lot more Halloween Horror Nights videos. Not that you weren't seeing enough already. So, yeah, this is one I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is ranking the Halloween Horror Nights icons from least favorite to favorite. And this is just my personal list. If you think an icon should be higher or lower on the list, that's totally fine. I got no problem with you. But anyway, let's get started. So I'm not going to do every icon. Let's just be honest right now. I'm not going to do every icon because some of them were just not really icons to begin with. Like, could you really count the Pumpkin Lord as one, or Sinister and Sinister and Surreal from last year? I'm only going to do like the major ones, like the ones that really like meant something. So, bottom of the barrel, we're going to talk. It's going to be Chance. And I know what you're thinking, Chance, but she's awesome. She's Jack's sidekick. Yeah, she's Jack's sidekick, and also like she's just kind of Universal Studios. It's Temu Harley Quinn. It's basically the Wish.com Harley Quinn, where it's like, Mom, can we have Harley Quinn? No, son, we have Harley Quinn at home. The Harley Quinn at home. So, Chance is just kind of boring. I mean, I got no problem with the actress or anything, but like the character's pretty boring. I think her year is pretty solid, but her house sucks. The character just kind of is She's just kind of there. Next up, we have, and this is probably the biggest hot take I have ever had on like when it comes to Halloween Horror Night stuff. Second worst, Adaru, aka Fear. I think he sucks. Okay, Halloween Horror Nights 20 is really cool, and Adaru looks like a cool villain, but like he's just not necessary. Like, I don't need like a big dark side level boss to like, control the masses and like be the person behind all the icons. I don't need like a master of anything. Jack the Clown and everyone else were doing just fine. And also, it always bothered me like that Fear is kind of redundant, because if you guys remember back at before Halloween Horror Nights 20, 4 years prior in Halloween Horror Nights 2016, yeah, they had someone else. Like, they literally had another character altogether with Halloween Horror Nights 16. That character being Darkness from Legend. Like, literally, it is Darkness. It is literally Tim Curry's character from Legend. And he was said to have been pulling the strings from the other 4 icons prior. We did this already. Like, yeah, that always bothered me. Like, why do you, is it an IP thing? Universal, you own Legend. You can just do Darkness. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to do Darkness because it's Tim Curry, but still, I digress. So, yeah. Yeah. Adaru was just kind of unnecessary, and it just felt like they just... I don't think we need a dark side for Halloween Horror Nights. Just feels unnecessary. So... moving on to the next one, and that is the Storyteller. Much like with Adaru, much like with Fear, the Storyteller doesn't feel connected to her year, because like the Storyteller was just kind of a character where you had her being this person who told stories, and it manifested into like the Terror Queen, which I'm like, why wasn't the Terror Queen the icon? The Storyteller, like, in theory, it's a cool idea, but like thematically it doesn't make sense, especially like she's telling stories like about Terra Quintes, and it's all these different islands. Again, this is when they were still doing the Islands of Fear thing, so yeah. And I'm just kind of sitting here going, this doesn't feel right. Like, I feel like the Storyteller works in like if you just gave the Storyteller more like dark fantasies, like twisted versions of stories of like old fairy tales, but like then you just say, oh, she's just kind of a lackey for the Terror Queen, and I'm like, Then why didn't we just do the Terror Queen? Why didn't we just do that? Right? It just felt unnecessary. I didn't understand it. Like it bothered me because like the storyteller has a lot of potential. It's just this sweet old lady who's going. And I vividly remember when those trailers were coming out, and they were very visceral. I love those. But yeah, I was just like, why didn't we just make the Terror Queen? Because I'm like, now you just made your icon you're basically saying your icon is a lackey. That's what I'm hearing, basically. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to our next one, and that is, from here on out, these are icons I really love. These are icons I really wholeheartedly, these are Halloween Horror Nights icons I really enjoy. Starting off with Bloody Mary. One of the most fucking scary commercials. Like, literally, they jump scared me every time growing up. Like, seeing those were always, like, these terrifying, just... They scared the shit out of me. And also, like, I love the idea of using myths and legends in her year. Her house was really cool, and it sucks that we don't get a lot of her. It really does suck that we don't get much of her anymore, and it bothers me. And I don't understand if it's a legal rights issue, because I'm like, isn't Bloody Mary a public domain kind of thing? You just have rights to that version of the character. Why don't you use her more? I don't know. Anyway... So yeah, really loved her. Really loved her as an icon. Speaking of, since we're actually, it's funny because now we have 3 women in a row. Lady Luck. Lady Luck is so cool. I love her story that she's like almost like the god of gambling, and I love that she's like this beautiful woman who mutates in this horrible flesh-eating succubus. She was pretty cool. I love the aesthetic. I loved a lot of her promos. I loved a lot of the promotional commercials with her. And she was always very, like, it was very iconic. Looked great. And she was like the last icon we had for a little bit before they went to the Walking Dead years. So yeah. Next up, and this is going to be a little odd because he didn't really have much of a presence, but I think I thought he was so cool. And that is Dr. Oddfellow. Dr. Oddfellow, the reason why he's so high on the list is because, one, that dude had swagger that year. His house also was pretty baller. And I love, like, he's been part of the lore forever. He's been, like, part of the actual lore of Halloween Horror Nights for ages. Like, he's been interconnected with Jack the Clown. So it's really cool to see him, like, have his own house, to be like this sorcerer, kind of immortal sorcerer character. I really liked him, and how everything tied to him in his year. I would love to see Dr. Oddfellow come back. I really would like to see Oddfellow return. Anyway, next up, our next one is The Caretaker. The Caretaker, I vividly remember when those were coming out, and I always liked his promos growing up as a kid, because I always thought he was like just this terrifying image of this guy coming to like fuck you up with autopsy equipment. Sorry, the word got away from me. So he was always cool. I loved like his aesthetic. I also do feel like I will say though, the one thing that bothers me is that I feel like, and I understand why, because originally it was supposed to be his daughter Cindy, but due to some kidnappings in Orlando, they had to change it to her father, Albert Kane. So that one I forgive a little more. Whereas with Storyteller is a little more planned. Here he's just kind of presiding over things. Anyway, so yeah, now we come to, oh boy, I'm gonna get some flack for this. The bronze medal to when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights icons goes to Jack the Clown. Hold on, I know what everyone's gonna say. Jack the Clown isn't number one. What the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Jack the Clown is great. He is the face of Halloween Horror Nights, and I'm sure next year come Halloween Horror Nights 35, that's an anniversary year, so Jack's coming back. Like, let's be real, Jack is going to come back, and he's a great character. He's I really like him. But there were two more that I really liked more, because I have more connection. I feel like there's more cooler stuff with them. But Jack the Clown, it was really hard to, like, place these three, And if I ever do this list again with more icons in the future, like, it might be difficult to do this again. But yeah, Jack the Clown was always like a fun. He was always fun. He is, like, again, Universal's Joker, but he had a lot. He's a demonic clown. He has more in kind with, like, Pennywise and I actually equate him more to, like, Violator than anything else from the Spawn comics. But he's fun. When you think Halloween Horror Nights, you think Jack. He's always great. Always great. So let's talk about at second place for me, and it's second. At second place, it's the director. Yep, it is 100% the director. I loved his commercials, like the "You Ought to Be in Pictures" song always playing when it was Halloween, close to Halloween time. That was always such a banger, and he's such a terror. He's not even supernatural. He's just a killer. He's just a guy making snuff films. Like, that's his whole thing is he makes snuff films, and I always liked his, like, my actors only get one take. It's a short take. I love, like, just the coldest lines. Everything about him was really cool. So yeah, the director, yeah, always dug that. Following that, at number 1, my personal favorite Halloween Horror Nights icon, the Usher. The Usher aesthetic, I love his origin of, like, how he's connected to, like, this haunted theater. I loved that he's like, he has a set of rules. I like that he has, like, this cool aesthetic to him, and he's like a film freak. Always great. I love, like, the backstory, and his year ripped from the Silver Scream was awesome. Like, that whole year was pretty fucking cool. So I think he had one of the best years. And again, like, that kind of slow kind of tone he has, and just will kill you if you break one rule. Always fun. So yeah, the Usher is my favorite Halloween Horror Nights icon. But who knows, maybe if I do this again in like 3 years or something, there'll be a better icon, or maybe this list will change entirely. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't put, like, Eddie or Cindy on here, is because they weren't really used. So I didn't really use I didn't use any of the unused icons, even though they're kind of tangentially connected to other characters. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, where do the rankings for the Halloween Horror Nights icons go for you? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.